This is the all-new Community Connection. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. Gateway to Hope launches a new insurance premium program to help pay health insurance premium to individuals in need who are diagnosed with breast cancer. There's money to help. And I'm joined today by Mary Lee Salzer, who is the Executive Director at Gateway to Hope. Mary Lee, thank you for joining the program.
I'm so glad that you have us. Thank you.
Well, it means the world to us. So tell us more about Gateway to Hope and what really kicked off the idea for this insurance premium program.
Sure. Well, our mission is to secure comprehensive care and provide basic financial assistance for individuals in need that are diagnosed with or at high risk for developing breast cancer. In 2005, this is our 10th year, Dr. David Kaplan, a reconstructive surgeon, and Dr. Marlish Shu, a surgical oncologist, had patients who needlessly passed away to breast cancer because of lack of insurance and delaying their care. Both those ladies put their family first, and they created Gateway to Hope with that inspiration to make sure that no one else fell through the gaps.
Yeah.
There are 3 funds here at Gateway to Hope. The first is Thelma's Gift, and it helps to pay any assistance with daily living like mortgage, utilities, rent, transportation to and from treatment, babysitters if need be while mom is maybe getting chemo. And then there is Gail's Legacy, which was started by a longtime board member, Jackie Rosen, in honor of her mom, Gail Gass. And the impetus behind that was to help to pay for insurance or COBRA payment if an individual lost her job while having breast cancer.
Sure.
Gateway to Hope quickly noticed the impact of paying for insurance for individuals. You know, if you were to give me $50 today, it would only pay for a percentage of a surgery. But if you give me $50 and we can apply that towards an insurance premium, we can provide a whole gamut of care for an individual. And traditional model of Gateway to Hope is to provide that comprehensive care. We have 165 partner providers that donate their services.
Nice.
That we can get the care to the patients that they need. But the impact last year with the insurance dollar and the changes in the healthcare landscape enable us to take contributions and have an even bigger impact.
That is tremendous. This is a great effort. And there is such an enormous need. Share with us about the success of last year and what you guys may hope for this year.
Sure. So last year we had a 35% increase in the number of patients that we served. We helped over 214 women. To date, our total is over 700 women.
Wow.
That's a full 17% of the breast cancer population in the St. Louis area. Mm-hmm. When we started the insurance premium program, it really was a change, a revolutionary change for the way Gateway to Hope provided assistance. Originally, our nurse navigators did intake on a patient and had to develop a plan of care based on donated care. Now that insurance is an option, that donated care model isn't completely going away because we don't want anybody to fall through the gaps, and there may be a reason why somebody isn't able to get insurance today, but the insurance will just help us to broaden what we are able to do. Mm-hmm. So last year we helped 54 patients out with insurance premiums. And we're estimating, and it is a rough estimate, but we're estimating that we facilitated, because we don't provide the care, $7.7 million worth of care last year.
Wow. Talk about the public-private partnership that you were able to forge.
Well, that's one of the things that's most exciting about this. The program is a cooperative effort from private donors and area corporations, other healthcare providers that are contributing to a pool so that we can buy the insurance for the individual.
And actually allow them to be serviced as needed on an individual basis, which is also exciting from my view.
Sure. The patients don't have to change their insurance companies. Mm-hmm. They don't have to change their physicians or other healthcare providers. They can continue on with the plan of care that they have in place.
One less thing to have to worry about.
For sure. That's the whole point of the program. It's a proven fact that financial toxicity affects disease outcomes.
Financial toxicity.
Correct.
I like the term. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Sure. There's a lot of research with chronic illness with regard to patients that maybe face bankruptcy due to health care bills, that it just affects disease outcomes with a negative impact.
Mm-hmm. And so you actually not only provide healing and care, but by lifting that burden may even be a contributor to the wellness and turnaround in cases and success of the patients that are coming for help.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
An average individual, according to the Center for Disease Control, if an individual is diagnosed today with breast cancer, there is a 20% mortality rate. Gateway to Hope is far more successful than that. Last year, we actually didn't have any patients that we were informed of that passed away. And historically, each year we have had less than 1%.
Less than 1%. What do the founders say today, Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Shu?
Well, Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Shu couldn't be more excited about the future of Gateway to Hope. You know, of course, all of us say the day that we're able to turn out the lights and shut the door because there's no more breast cancer will, bring our dreams to fruition. But we are an organization that is unlike other breast cancer organizations. Most breast cancer organizations are out there doing preventative, maybe mammographies or awareness or research. We're helping the breast cancer patients that have breast cancer today.
Exactly. And
that's what motivates and inspires Doctors Kaplan and Shu and really, the whole Gateway to Hope family.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense because somewhere those things will meet up in the middle.
Right.
That the women who are dealing with it today will at some point live long enough, possibly, hopefully, to see the cure.
We can only hope that is the case.
This is the name, huh?
Right. And there is so much progress being made, but what we want to ensure is the people that are dealing with the crisis today receive the help that they need. We have our breast cancer lifeline, which the phone number is 314-569-1113, is served by our clinical staff, and they are able to help patients navigate the system, make sure that they are receiving the treatments that they need, and making sure that none of the puzzle pieces get lost.
Now, see, that's a whole premium addition to this beyond the financial assistance. Making sure that they're getting to their appointments, that they're getting the care, takes it that much further. So what I see here is a model for treatment and for helping with patients diagnosed with breast cancer and others that are diagnosed with other illnesses and diseases, that a comprehensive approach can and does prove to have positive outcomes, life-changing, life-saving outcomes.
Well, I appreciate that you noticed that. That is something for sure that we are all very proud of here.
Mm-hmm. We salute you for that. So tell me a little bit, though, Mary Lee, as executive director, what brought you to this work?
Oh, wow. Well, I have a background that is a little bit varied. I started out my career as a social worker, and I have a little bit of insurance and marketing in my past, but I realized that I really wanted to get back into the caregiving side of the healthcare field, and specifically not-for-profit work several years ago. And I have been inspired by family members of my own who have dealt with cancer situations and close friends that have fought breast cancer and other women's cancers. And it's really not hard to get inspired by the strength of the people that are going through this right now.
Indeed. Are you named Gateway to Hope because of the region specifically? And do you focus primarily on the St. Louis area?
Well, originally the intent was just to take care of one patient a month by Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Shu. And, clearly they exceeded those goals. I think a little bit of that was in play back in 2005. However, since Gateway to Hope began, Gateway to Hope has delivered services to the state of Missouri, and individuals don't have to just get their care in St. Louis, in other words. So if there is a provider that is not available in a more rural area or what have you, we will help the patients to travel to the St. Louis area and get the care that they need. But that's another piece that's so revolutionary about the insurance premium program, is it is allowing us to expand. So for the first time, we are helping individuals that are in the Illinois area as well. The entire state of Missouri and Illinois, as a matter of fact.
That's a big deal, especially when you bring into the account making appointments when you live in rural areas and don't have access to adequate care. And that's a national conversation right now. Who's eligible?
So I hesitate to say what our guidelines are. What we really want to say is if you have breast cancer or someone you know has breast cancer, call Gateway to Hope. I don't want anybody to be dissuaded. We will help you in some way. If we're not able to implement services for you, we will refer you to other places in the community, and we will make sure that you are getting the care that you need. Technically, we help individuals that are up to 350% of the federal poverty guideline. And the reason I almost hesitate to say that is I don't think a lot of people think of themselves in terms of poverty.
You'd be surprised if you take a look at that number. It is pretty low. However, that's a wide net. And you just brought in another point that I'm so pleased to hear about, that coordinated care, that, look, if you come in, if you call, if you come to us, we'll help you somehow. If we can't help you directly, we'll point you in the right direction. And that's my ideal, as if I am even able to assert what matters to me. But my ideal is how we should treat every individual, every human being that we encounter, is that if we can't, let's try to take them by the hand and do whatever we can to make it happen.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. There's also more information on our website.
Yeah.
It's www.gthstl.org. That's like Gateway to Hope St. Louis. And the federal poverty guidelines are listed on there. But I think individuals might be surprised to hear that with that 350%, with an average family size of 4, we can help individuals that bring in up to $85,000 a year. With individuals in a family of 5, so if there's like a mom, dad, 3 kids, and they earn $100,000 a year or just nearly $100,000 a year, we're able to help those families with the insurance premiums. Mostly because we want individuals to focus on their health and not delay care for any reason.
Exactly. Give people a kind of an idea of what they're up against when we talk about this need. You being able to provide this need in those increments and in those percentages as it relates to the expense of a breast cancer diagnosis. Help folks understand and get a kind of a picture of what patients have to deal with.
Sure. The average breast cancer patient, there are multiple types of breast cancer. That's, I guess, where we should start. So the different breast cancers require different types of treatment and intervention. It can cost between $200,000 and $500,000 to treat an individual. And that might include also missing work. So even if an individual earns a good income, but maybe say they're an hourly paid employee, and they have to miss work, that's another impact.
Right.
But I can tell you about myself, for instance, when I looked at my insurance policy last June, and I was covered under my husband's insurance at his place of employment, there were a lot of restrictions on breast cancer. So if I were diagnosed with breast cancer, my policy said that during the entire incidence of breast cancer, if it lasted 10 months, if it lasted 5 years, I could only get 3 days of hospitalization. It also put limits on certain types of treatments and things, which, you can't talk limits to cancer. So I encourage people to look at their insurance plans and to choose them wisely, but if you find out that you're underinsured, without a doubt, call Gateway to Hope.
Absolutely. And that should be even more of a reason for us to help and contribute our efforts toward this cause. Can you tell me what kind of help you need?
Well, Gateway to Hope works privately to solicit donations. We also have events that we host in the community where we do fundraising. One that's coming up here pretty quickly, August 1st, is a polo match out in Chesterfield Valley. It's our first annual. We're pretty excited about it. Mm-hmm. The gates open at 3 o'clock. The match starts at 4. We have live music. There's a VIP tent. Tickets can be purchased at our website. They are, for VIPs, it's $75 for adults and $25 for children. That includes all the food and beverage. Wow. And for the carload, so if you just wanted to bring the family out and throw some lawn chairs up on the side of the field, it's $25. But all around town, there's $5 coupons. And if you go to our website, we could probably hook you up there, too.
That's definitely reasonable. And you have given us a reason to take a closer look. Gateway to Hope, GTSSTL.org, GTSSTL.org. Money to help pay health insurance premiums for individuals in need who are diagnosed with breast cancer so they can focus on the business of getting better and recovering their health. I thank you very much, Mary Lee Salzer, Executive Director of Gateway to Hope. Is there anything else that you want to leave with our listeners? Do you have an invitation or encouragement? Is there anything that I didn't cover?
Well, just again, I would just encourage you, if you have breast cancer or you know someone with breast cancer, please give us a call. And if you're going to be out and about on August 1st, join us for the polo match. It's sure to be fun.
That definitely will be fun. Mary Lee, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity and for helping us spread the word.
Absolutely. Again, the breast cancer line is 314-569-1113, 314-569-1113 to learn more about the program. Thank you so much. You take care. All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcasts at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.